Hello, welcome to lesson 48. This is called Reading and Writing Numbers in Expanded Notation. Now, in fourth grade, you probably learned expanded form. And if you haven't, that's okay because we're learning expanded notation at this point. Expanded form would break a number like this up into 3,000 plus 200 plus 50 plus 6. So some of you may recognize that, or that may ring a bell as far as what you remember learning. But expanded notation is all about place value. Expanded form is, but expanded notation is even more so because we will focus on what place value is my 3 in. Well, my 3 is in the thousands place, so I'm going to do 3 times 1,000. My 2 is in the hundreds place, so I write it as 2 times 100. My 5 is in the tens place, so I write it as 5 times 10. And my 6 is in the ones place, so I write it as 6 times 1. Now, you can also, the way to remember is notation is a longer word than place value. And so notation is actually the longest way of writing a number. Instead of expanded form is a little bit shorter, but expanded notation is even longer because also you notice that we have not only addition in our problem, but we've also added multiplication. So we have two different orders of operation in the same problem. We have both multiplication and we have addition as well. So I want you to write this down in your notes, this definition. Expanded notation is writing a digit, because you can write one number or one digit number in expanded notation. So writing a digit times its place value. So just like we write times our ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands, it would continue on if we had 10,000s, 100,000s, even millions. So example 1, we are going to write this number, 5,600, in expanded notation, so the long way of writing our number. So this is actually called the standard form of writing a number. That's how our book uses it. Standard form is the normal way of writing a number. 5,600 is how you're used to seeing it. We're going to write it into expanded notation. We are going to expand the number. So the 5 is in my thousands place. So I'm going to write 5 times 1,000. And I want you to be writing this down with me as well. 5 times 1,000, we put parentheses around it, and then we're going to add it to our next digit and its value, which is 6, and it's in the hundreds place. So I'm going to add it to 6 times 100. And that's all I have to do, because my tens and ones place both have zeros in them, so I don't need to include them. Otherwise, I would just be writing 10 times 0 and 1 times 0, which everybody knows to be 0. So we're just going to leave those out and make sure we have our thousands place and our hundreds place covered. So example 2, we have write the standard form. So now we're flipping it. It's the opposite of example 1. We want to write the standard form for 3 times 100 and 2 times 1. So the standard form. Now, this is what I want you to kind of do as far as a thought process, and also to kind of start yourself out, is our first one that we have is 3 times 100. So I know I'm going to have up to the hundreds place, so I'm going to have a ones, tens, and hundreds place. Notice I'm going to have 3 digits, even though I have really 2 digits in this problem. It does not exclude our tens place, even though we don't have anything times 10. So 3 is going to be in my hundreds place, which is right here. And then I'm going to multiply, or then I'm going to have 2 times 1, and I'm going to put my 2 in my ones place. That means a 0 needs to go in my tens place in between here. So you see why I did these blanks is because otherwise, if I just put a 3 and a 2, 32 is very different and has a completely different value than 302. I'd rather have 302 cookies instead of 32 cookies. So that's a way to think about it. You need to make sure to have all your place values so you're writing the exact number that you need that is written down. So for the practice set problems, you're going to do A, B, and C The directions for these being you're going to write these numbers in expanded notation. And then you're going to do letter D is written in expanded notation for you, and you're going to write it as a standard form. So it's the opposite. You're going to just write this as it normally would be. So this is similar to example 2. Letter A, B, and C are similar to example 1. So thank you so much for paying attention, and we'll go over your notes in class and go over more practice together as well. Thank you.